Infinite blessings and love. Namaste, namaskaram. This is Om Oracle Tarot, and this is Libra's mid-month Magic and Manifestation check-in for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. Now, I have to say that these are general readings and may not resonate with everyone. If they don't, that's all right. There's plenty of other great YouTube tarot readers that you can check out. If you would like to get in contact with me, feel free to drop a comment below in the comment section. You can also get in contact with me at the Om Oracle Tarot Instagram page, of which there's only one, and the link for that is below in the description of this video. And if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated, and I appreciate all of you. I also want to send a big heartfelt sense of gratitude and thank you out to all those who have liked, shared, subscribed, and donated. It really does mean so much. And again, thank you so much. I'd also like to remind everyone to check your other placements, your sun, moon, and rising signs for a broader picture of what may be going on. You can also check out the beginning of the month readings that I offer here, as well as the new moon and the full moon readings that I also offer here at Om Oracle Tarot. All right. Without any further ado, please give us a message for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. 3 cards, please. I only take uprights and I only take jumpers from the deck. And while there may be moments of silence, while I may be shuffling the cards, do pay attention to anything you see within your mind's eye. You might hear something. You might hear some song lyrics. Strong emotion may bubble up. You might smell something that reminds you of something. This is all your intuition playing a role in this reading, as we are not together in the physical. I am connecting to your energy. In a lot of ways, it's in these moments of silence that the deeper aspect of the reading takes place within yourself. So do pay attention to those. That's too many. One more, please. Okay. All right. We have the 6 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and at the bottom we have the King of Pentacles. So, just right off the bat, this looks very good for you. Mid-February to mid-March, I feel like this is the energy of this whole time period here, as you are riding high, feeling very confident about yourself. Whatever you are working or setting into manifestation is working, has worked for you, and it continues to kind of play out that way for you. But definitely moving forward with a lot of confidence here. Perhaps in the past, perhaps last year even, you were not feeling so confident. So this is a nice change here. And your community, the community, is rallying around your success, and because you're brimming with this confidence, whatever you're imparting. Now, not everybody, of course, with the 6 of Wands is happy, but you're up here riding high. You're not paying any attention to this one little hater in the crowd. Who is it? I forget the comedian, but he said, if you, on Saturday, if you only have 10 haters, by the next Saturday, you need to have at least 20 haters. You gotta double that. It means you're doing something right. My grandpa said, if everybody likes you, then you're doing something wrong. So if you're doing something right, then there's going to be those haters that come out of the woodwork. And I always see this wreath up here as a tiny world card. So this is this atmosphere of fulfillment. There is this sense of accomplishment, or you are riding towards your accomplishment. You're on task here. Then we have the Three of Cups. So a lot of times this will read to me as a ritual in nature, as this is three people pooling their energies together in this celebratory act here. So in whatever you're setting into motion, you are coming into this collaboration kind of energy, a friendly collaboration, where you will be pooling your energy here. And I feel like now you have a good amount of energy to pool with. But doing this, and whatever this ritual, and this may be an ongoing type of thing, not a one-off. So this may be actually some sort of group you are becoming a member of or something like that. But it's leading you to the Ten of Cups. So all your cups of emotion are full and overflowing with rainbows. And there's this real celebratory energy here with the children dancing. So there is this aspect of your inner child is also celebrating in this. There's something quite exciting that excites these hidden parts of yourself. And I feel like if you could turn these people around, you would see tears streaming down their face with this blissful love. It's like they're so overcome with the joy that whatever this has brought, that they're just brought to tears. This type of bliss energy here. So very celebratory, very there is this completion happening here, and with this kind of this emotional release. And here we have at the bottom the King of Pentacles. So this has a lot to do with your discipline. I feel like where periodically during last year you may have slipped off of your discipline a little bit, but you're back on your discipline, and this is really working for you. And this is also a reminder to stay on your discipline. You've seen what happens energetically when you slip off of it, and so this has been a lesson to stay on it. But you are headed towards this wealth and abundance of the King of Pentacles, and there's this sense of this isn't random. It's like at least at the end of this cycle, so that by mid-March how to do this, whereas before it may just be an idea or this hope. I hope this works. By mid-March, you have the knowledge of how to create this wealth and abundance here. So we'll get a little bit more information. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. Three cards, please. Thank you. All right, one more, please. That's way too many. Okay, one more, please. One more. Thank you. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Hangman, the Eight of Swords, and the Chariot. So you have persevered through this past time where you've kind of slipped, or you've had some hardships, internal and some external. but you have persevered through this. This does have you in somewhat of a protective stance, which the Spirit is wanting you to be aware of this protective stance, and that, and of course, it's important to set healthy boundaries, and you. But this is talking about this, perhaps this unwarranted protective stance, that's actually keeping you from this 10 of Cups and from this 3 of Cups. So you are riding high, but there is this protective kind of energy that you are still kind of holding on to, because of this past energy. But you, with the Hangman, you are getting this new perspective on these aspects of yourself, and you are letting this energy go. And so the Spirit is really putting this here just so that you can know that when this protective kind of feeling pops up, that it's this tension that's keeping you from the 10 of Cups, so that you can get it in check right away. This isn't to point a finger. This is so that you can notice these things. But you are letting go of this. You're surrendering to the flow of things, breaking down these old patterns. And I feel like you, by the time you're kind of riding high, you're already have broken most of these patterns that have kept you from this 10 of Cups. But it is a change. It is a transition internally. And then we have the 8 of Swords. So this is speaking about this self-imposed restriction of this protective stance. And then it's actually stemming from negative thoughts, or perhaps you have felt victimized in the past. And so naturally we put up these defenses here. But it is at least right at this moment, is keeping you from this 10 of Cups. So the Spirit is saying that you have the power within you to release this protective stance. And here at the bottom we have the Chariot. So it's like when you release this protective stance, and where that resides is going to be a little bit different for everybody, of course. But you begin to ride forward with a lot of speed and drive. And again, with this confidence. So it's like, in a lot of ways, to ride high the way that you want to, the way that you actually deserve to. This protective stance has to, you need this new perspective on it so that you can release it. And then you can ride forward and ride high. So the beginning of the mid-February, there is this shadow, which is kind of, it's a sneaky shadow because it is appearing like it is serving an important purpose, but it's actually keeping you from where you actually want to go. But once you release that, which it does, you are overcoming this obstacle, and again, headed towards success. You've come so far, and so you're determined not to let this be what keeps you from living the life that you want to live. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. Thank you. The Eight of Swords again. The Nine of Cups. One more, please. And the Prince of Wands. And at the bottom we have the Queen of Wands. So again, we have the Eight of Swords again. Another 8. So you are advancing. This doesn't appear to be a hang-up, but it's mentioning it twice. So this is definitely something that, if not checked, is actually going to derail your progress. So the Spirit is really wanting you to know how much this self-imposed restriction of being in this protective mode is keeping you from your satisfaction. And is actually, and this would seem funny, it's keeping you from being in this self-sufficient kind of mode. And some would think that to come into this collaboration means that you're not self-sufficient, but it's actually stepping into your self-sufficientness that makes you ripe for this collaboration. So, but if you're in this protective stance, you're not going to have the internal space to come into this collaboration, unfortunately. But it's like this 10 of Cups, with the 9 of Cups is speaking of luxury, abundance. This is where you're headed here. Provided, and I feel like for most of you, this is something that you are going to check right away. And here we have the Prince of Wands here. So you are headed on this kind of new adventure. And like I said earlier, it's like once the self-imposed restriction is lifted, you begin to, with the Chariot also, you begin to ride into this satisfaction and bliss type of energy with a lot of speed. And I almost like, it's like your movement through mid-February to mid-March. It's like initially you kind of start a little bound. Once you're unbound, you begin to ride very high, very confident. As time goes through towards the end of February, beginning of March, you are moving at an incredible clip. You're starting to move quite quickly with the Chariot, and then by the end of, or at least by mid-March, you are presenting with a lot of fire as you kind of explode into this new chapter. Because you are starting to move so fast and gaining momentum, you're also gaining energy. So whatever energy you have lost in the past, 3 to 6 months is being regained by dropping this. And here we have the Queen of Wands. So again, this is talking about this determination to make it to your destination. And also the Queen of Wands wants what the Queen of Wands wants. Doesn't want anything else. So it's like you want what you want. You're willing to sacrifice this this protective measure that's not actually serving its purpose at the time, to get what you want, because you've had enough of what you don't want. This is also speaking about the importance of socialization and really connecting with this team in this collaborative kind of way is going to be really important for you. Relationships are important, and especially to Libras. So there may have been a feeling of you're kind of going at it alone. And of course, this has caused you to be quite self-sufficient. But now it's time to open yourself up for these relationships and social engagements here, because they are going to help you, and you will find some kindred spirits in this, I guess you could say. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. Okay. 3 cards, please. Thank you. All right. So we have the Devil card out here. Thank you. This is the 5 of Pentacles. 1 more, please. No. 1 more, please. Okay. Thank you. Let's see what this is. So we have the Devil, the 5 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles again, and the 5 of Wands. At the bottom we have the Star card. So this is again talking about this protective stance that you have, and that it is stemming from past unhealthy relationships where perhaps you had not set up firm boundaries, or the person you were with was a boundary crosser. So there has been that. You may also be dealing with some level of temptation or addiction, as a lot of us are still are recovering from the holidays and all of the festive eating and sweets and parties on the New Year's. And so there is still a lingering of that. And when the weather is cold, we tend to indulge a little bit more in these things. So there is this that the Spirit is saying that would be important to kind of clean up. But this is speaking of also these shadow elements of this self-imposed restriction here, of this protective stance. And that this protective stance has, in a lot of cases in your past, had you out in the cold, and had you kind of wondering, like, why am I out in the cold? I've done everything that I was supposed to do, but it was this protective stance that actually is what put you out in the cold. But the Spirit is saying, with this discipline that you're on, this is a call to come in from out of the cold. I feel like this time is really important for you to do this internal work, because it is the focus, actually. There is this big win, but the shadow is the focus at the moment, because you are headed towards this wealth and abundance, but there is this with the Five of Wands, it's like you are preparing for impending conflict where there might not be one. So there is, this is creating tension because there is this contracted energy, which, as depicted in the card, is not really conducive for collaborative work here. So this is what this is saying here. At the bottom, we have this star card. So you are finding this renewal once this is released, or at least put in its proper place. There are moments in our life where we need to have a protective presence. I feel like that is important sometimes, but at this time, it is not working for you. It's become habitual. And so it's time to put it in its place, because it has you feeling out in the cold, and it is eventually going to keep you from living the life that you want to live. But releasing this causes this sense of renewal, and you feel very much that you are on your purpose. You're headed to where you want to go. And so this is also renewing your hope for the future and the faith in yourself that you can do this. Now with the star card, it's important to pay close attention to the planets, the transits, the moon cycles, as these can all help you with the timing of things. And you can also utilize these energies to your benefit, which I suggest that you look into that. But again, there's this sense of, with the children playing, the children playing on the 10. So there's this inner child that is kind of being renewed. It's it's time for this child to come out and play, and maybe not go back, because this inner child is not just a fragmented piece of yourself. This inner child is you. It's not a piece of you. It is you. All right. Let's get 3 cards, please. 3 cards, please, for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. 3 cards, please. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. 1 more, please. One more, please. 1 more, please, for Libras. Okay, all right. All right, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. And at the bottom, we have the Hermit card. So we have the 7 of Wands again. So with the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands again, you may have been very giving, and perhaps, now I don't feel like it was over giving, but I feel like whoever or whatever situation you are coming out of that has you in this protective stance took advantage of your caring, your giving, your kindness, essentially. And so this has put you in this protective stance and has you feeling this Nine of Wands energy, this wounded warrior kind of energy. And this has been a real test of faith for you. But you are holding your own, again, with this self-sufficient energy, is what this has taught you. And this is a hard way to learn this lesson, but sometimes it's like that. Here at the bottom, we have the Hermit card. So this very much has caused you to kind of withdraw, isolate, which I feel like relationships, community connections are very important to you. But this energy really wounded your faith in others. So you are isolating. And this is why this is speaking about the importance of socialization, because the Spirit is trying to bring you in this collaborative energy, which appears to be quite important to getting you to the life you want to live, this Ten of Cups. So this hermit mode has definitely served its purpose. You're able to notice these shadows. It's also caused you to do a lot of soul searching, finding your inner compass, if you will, following this inner call of the heart. And perhaps meditation. I feel like this time you've been doing a lot of learning, a lot of study, things like this. So there's a lot that has come out of that, and this person is writing. So for some of you, I feel like there is something you have created, written, some self-expression. It could be artistic or literary. But in this hermit mode, you have been working on something that I feel like in mid-February to mid-March, you kind of present this. And this, it's actually what you've been working on that leads to this Ten of Cups. So this pain, even though it was unpleasant, has actually led to, provided we can drop the protective mode, leads to this Ten of Cups energy, the life you want to live. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. All right, all right. 3 cards, please. Just 3. Okay. Two more cards, please. Okay, all right, all right. One last time. If you have 2 cards you would like to have out here, let them out. Otherwise, we're going to move on. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to go with it because that is... All right. So this card is called the Rar. So it's like you are dealing with some raw potential here. There's kind of this wild, raw potential taking place here. But it's like any kind of wild thing. If you want it to work for you, it has to be harnessed here. So you have a lot of potential. And it only really seems like there's one thing that is kind of keeping you from that, from harnessing that in a way that is beneficial for you. What does this say? The loam? I don't know. So I feel like giving is very important to you, the spirit of giving. And this is kind of whatever situation in the past has kind of diminished it, has kind of closed it off to a certain extent. But this is kind of asking you, if you can, open up that space within yourself that can give of yourself, because it's this place that can give of yourself that can also receive within to yourself. It's the same place. And when we close this down, we're not giving our energy to anyone, but we're also not receiving energy. So this can put you in a very depleted kind of energy. And this is this protective stance that is kind of gumming up the works here. The Singer of Initiation. So this has been a trial for you. This is kind of this rite of passage for you, though, because you're stepping into kind of this life and this energy that is really meant for you. I feel like where you have been, those things served their purpose, but it was like it didn't feel like it was meant for you. You have always felt like you were meant for something else, and this something else is just around the bend here for you. So you're kind of coming to this new level of existing. Really, this is this triumphant kind of energy that is available for you. It's a potential. Now, if we stick to this protective stance, then we just keep having more of this, the same of what we've had. Tension, conflict, feeling out in the cold, feeling bound. But we don't really want that. I don't think most people do. What does this say? The Moon's Daughter. I don't know what that first is. The Moon's Daughter. So you are shedding light onto these shadows within yourself. You're kind of unraveling the riddle and the mystery of, like, why is this here in the first place? What does this actually do? What do I think I'm protecting with this? Is this actually protecting something that can be protected? Does it feel vulnerable, what this is? Does it feel strong, or is it neutral? You're also receiving a lot of spiritual guidance, which is kind of lighting your path here. And then we have the sage. So you are unlocking this hidden knowledge about yourself. And a lot of this wisdom you're receiving is coming or has come while you're in this hermit mode. But it's like you emerge from this hermit mode with this newfound patience, to where there can be a whole bunch of things going on in your reality. You're doing this, you're on your schedule, you're getting up early, you're doing all the things. From the outside looking in, you're moving very fast and you're doing all kinds of different things. But inside, because you've released this tension of this protective mode, you feel very patient, you feel very at peace. These moving pieces are not actually affecting you. And in truth, these moving pieces of this reality never actually make contact with who we are at the deepest level. Like I said earlier, there's something neutral about these deeper layers of ourself, and they're not subject, this deeper level of ourself is not subject to attack, because, like I said, this reality never actually makes contact with that. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Libra's path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. Thank you. So keep going. Keep going. Too many. Two more, please. Okay. All right. So we have keep going, step by step, abundance, clarity. So if we notice in this keep going, so definitely this is a message from the Spirit, keep going. It's like you're almost there. This may have been coming for years for some of you. You're almost there. Keep going. And if we notice the path that this trail here takes, and it's hard to say where they end up here, but this highest place, keep going. You're going to make it to your destination. And this is a similar thing happening on the clarity card. There's clarity here. Step by step, keep going. The step by step card. You're headed towards this abundance. And here we have the world card with this star flash here. This abundance, this clarity. This abundance and clarity is happening at the same place. Keep going. This is where you're headed. All right. So we kind of know already, but let us know. Give us 3 cards for how does this translate to the mundane sphere? How does this translate to our everyday life for our Libras? Thank you. Too many. One more, please. Thank you. So we have sorrow, old woman, and pleasure seekers. So this protective stance actually does come from a sorrow. Like I said, this person, this what is it? This habitual line crosser here has left you with this feeling of sorrow, and this sorrow has turned into this protective stance because you don't want this to happen again. And of course, we definitely don't. But this protective stance is only prolonging this sorrow. It's not actually doing its job. So there is this sense within you that there's two things. That time feels like it is running out, and I don't feel like time is running out for you, but you feel like it is, and like you kind of gave what you had to give, and that's all you got, and we'll see how the cookie crumbles is kind of this feeling. But with this, you've also gained a lot of wisdom here. And so in the past, this individual that has left you with this feeling of sorrow may have been a pleasure seeker, an overindulger. You may also, because of this, you may also be overindulging. So again, with this addiction type of energy taking place here. But you've gained this wisdom that you are kind of... moving past this addiction level of pleasure seeking and towards this this life you want to live. This type of pleasure is the one that you are seeking now. All right. Please give us 3 cards. What would you like to leave Libras with for what is on their path of magic and manifestation for mid-February to mid-March of 2023. 3 cards, please, for a final parting message for our Libras. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, the 10 of Cups again. At the bottom, we have the Tower. So the Knight of Pentacles, there's definitely some shadow work that the Spirit is asking you to really get to the bottom of at the beginning of the mid-February. It does feel like for most of you that is what you're doing. And again, this is hard work. There's no way around that. But the Knight of Pentacles always reaches its destination. It always delivers its package to where it needs to be. So this may also feel like it is... you've been dealing with this for long enough. There's this feeling of you should have this cleared up by now. So there is this kind of slow energy concerning this protective stance and releasing it. Also, I feel like this win for you to live the life that you want to live, this has been something that you have been manifesting for a long time, and it is just about to come in, and this slow energy has you kind of feeling like, well, I guess it's never coming. But this is a narrative, and this is also part of this protective stance, so that if it were to happen to not come in, then you have planned for that travesty. But again, that's part of this protective stance and is not actually true. This is just one of these patterns of the mind. And this is this shadow that has to be cleared out. We have the Four of Swords, so the importance of meditating will definitely help you clear these things out. Contemplation will help you clear these things out. But there is this sense that you really need to recoup some of your energy. There has been an energy leak here, and you really need to recoup it. And I feel like letting go of this protective stance, it's like as soon as you just lay that down, you don't even have to get rid of it. Just lay it down for a while. It's like this renewal kind of hits, and this is what sets you on this path towards this 10 of Cups. Now, something within you has to take this tower, and it is this tight grip of this protective stance that has to take a tower. And again, you don't have to destroy it, but it does have to come down. You got to set it down for a second. And when you do, there's a sudden change, a sudden awakening. And this is kind of unexpected, but just this release of setting this thing down, and this because there's some level of identity wrapped up in this protective posture. And to set that down, so much space is created. And again, the Nine of Pentacles again. So, and 9 is the number of attainment. So we have advancement, attainment, completion. So it does appear like this is kind of this full cycle for you here. But again, coming into this self-sufficient, luxurious kind of vibe, living the life that you want to live, wearing what you want to wear, doing what you want to do. There's nobody telling you how to be or what to do. This is your creation. And again, you continue to receive messages from the Spirit. But there's definitely abundance waiting for you. Now, there is some worry about it. Can I release this? Can I let this go? I feel like this may be actually currently what you're thinking. Can I let this go? And I feel like this energy definitely weighs on you. But do know that it's the same voice that's saying, can I let this go? It's the same voice that is saying, I need to be in this protective stance. It's the same. This is its way of buying itself a little bit more time because it knows. So this is more of the energy of this protective stance that is experiencing this worry. And when you find this neutral space, which it does appear that you do find, this new perspective, you realize that, this voice doesn't even touch me. I'm not in this voice. This is a program of the mind that's just running. That is also going to be very liberating for you. And then we have the Four of Cups here. So we have a few fours out here. So 4 is the number of stability here. So finding more stability. This protective stance doesn't actually have stability. It's constantly seeking for stable footing. That's what this protective stance is doing. But it's not actually standing stable. And so, of course, in the past, you're kind of like, I don't like what I have had in the past. You've not been satisfied with the way your life was going. And so you have asked for these things that the divine is trying to hand you this cup of this 10 of Cups. But it's this protective stance that keeps looking back to the past for reference for what is happening in the current moment. But every moment is completely different. And when you finally take your attention off of the past and off of these reactions of this past situation, then you notice, oh, the divine is handing me this cup that is, oh my gosh, a 10 of cups. And here, again, the King of Pentacles. So this is going to take discipline on your part. But you are headed towards this this wealth and abundance here. But not just wealth and abundance, but there's this knowledge, this wisdom accrued about how to create wealth and abundance. And this may be in part what you might be able to share with others, because there's definitely some level of formula taking place on how you've set this manifestation into motion. But I feel like when this comes in, after you have wiped your face of these tears of bliss, you're just kind of sitting in your throne, really admiring your pinnacle of of this win, and you're just feeling fantastic. So I feel like by mid-March, you are just like, it's like a revamp. And I'm really excited to do that next mid-March reading for you guys, for everyone. So Libras, I want to send you a lot of love and encouragement for mid-February to mid-March. These shadows are always sticky and always a little stinky to sift through, but it does appear on the other side of that is exactly what you've been asking for. So if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening, and watching. You are truly most appreciated. And Libras, I'll catch you on the next go-round. Peace.